Sunny TV Arsenal, we're live. And it's the grudge match. It's the North London derby. Arsenal versus those lot down the road. I've got some really, really special guests with me. But before I introduce them, North London derby, Arsenal away. And we've been actually cheated out of not being able to go and see Tottenham's new ground. It's like the tramp staying at the Savoy. And you know what? It was a time to go and visit the tramps at the Savoy, and unfortunately, we can't do that. But let's get on to the real issues and who we really got. We've got some great people with us today. Some exciting people with us today. Igawa isn't one of them. Obviously, Igawa's my partner on the channel. But we've got Fan Chat TV with us, and I'm going to let these boys tell you about everything they do because they've got some fantastic things in the pipeline and stuff that everyone in the comments and everyone on YouTube and Facebook are really going to enjoy once you subscribe to our channel and their channel because it's going to be a market changer. We've got David and Aaron with us. Hi guys, welcome to Sunny TV Arsenal.
How you doing, guys? Mate? Thanks for inviting us on.
Your second home.
Yeah, it will be our second home. Yeah, we're looking forward. We're looking forward to working together. Definitely. Yeah. So
tell us about yourselves. Go on.
Yeah. So basically, Fan Chat TV is a kind of a more. We had this original concept about a year and a half ago where we was a multi-club based channel where we would let fans voice their opinions on different separate clubs. Aaron, we went to South Bank. Remember when we went to South Bank?
Yeah. We did a little. I think it's promo. A little promo video, and we were like, look, multiple sports, different types of clubs, whether it be Premier League or different areas across the sporting world, and it was just a dream of ours to go onto YouTube and project our opinions and do kind of live streams, different fan profiles, which was one of our idea where a person could come along and really voice why they supported that club. And it started off with a few podcasts, Aaron. We started doing a few Pint Chat podcasts. Yeah. Down our local pub. We just went down there, sort of got the camera out, did a couple of podcasts and stuff like that. Didn't really do anything massive, but it was quite just nice to just get your opinion out there. And obviously took it a bit further with the live streams and stuff like that. And our predominant thing now is just doing sort of live match watch-alongs on our channel. Yeah. You know, anybody can jump in on the comments. We'll read out your comments and just an interactive way of communicating during a football match.
Exactly, and it's basically for us to give people, regardless of the league. We do Serie A, we do the Premier League, we do La Liga as well, and it's just regardless of who you support. I think it's a chance for you to really give your either say your opinion directly live on air, and that's for anybody involved, really. And that's kind of it in short, Sonny, to be honest.
So who's the mad commentator then? Who'd you like to see? John Watson, Martin Tyler?
Well, me, I kind of started watching BT Sport and Darren Fletcher as well, because I think BT Sport do something a bit differently. They have a lot of pauses, and basically with our channel now, we're kind of doing a old school Radio 5 type basis on YouTube, isn't it, Aaron, for us?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, just when the game's going on, we just talk about stuff. We might digress a little bit and talk about some personal stuff. I've known David since primary school as well. So, do you know what I mean? It's a long friendship, and, you know, still just trying to get a little bit of recognition on YouTube. And obviously, I know Ron Atkinson had that racial thing as well, but I did really, really like his commentary on ITV back in the day. You know, I kind of like to do that sort of big Ron interjection when we're talking. So,
bro, you know what? Right? You know, when you see a really dressed man in a suit and proper leather face and everything else, right? You take that person seriously, right? When they've got double cuff shirts. When you see a man with a mic, right, and you also see someone with the backdrop that you've got, David, you have to take seriously. They have to put the neck.
Trying our best, mate. Trying our best, bro.
Yeah, we're trying our best. I mean, we're trying to bring kind of a modern webcam-based stream production to what we're doing, and I think tomorrow when we join together forces on this commentary for the North London Derby, the Great North London Derby, I think it will be a massive wave across YouTube, and I think it will hit a lot of people well, and it will project really well live on air as well.
Either that, or you're going to say, bloody hell, how did I work with this mad idiot?
I think we're fine, mate. I think we're fine.
Hey,
Yeah,
Gal, what's in store today, bro?
Okay, so let's get in. On today's show, we're going to be discussing the North London Derby. We're going to be getting into combined 11s. Doesn't everybody love it? Remember last combined 11, they tried to put no Arsenal players in it? And then we're going to be getting into Arsenal's predicted 11 for this game. I'll get the graphics up for that, obviously. We're going to be discussing the madman himself. I'm not talking about Arteta. I'm talking about this madman, the guy that's still somehow considered world class in some people's opinion. Yeah. Eddie, they appealed Eddie's red card and they said it was not a red card, even though James Tarkowski did the same thing in the Burnley game. And then Harry Kane, we're going to stack him up next to Aubameyang. And in my opinion, he doesn't stack up next to Aubameyang, but we'll ask the neutrals here what they think. Yeah, because we know what Sonny thinks. And then, of course, we're going to be discussing who's going to win the game, the North London Derby. We got the two captains in the image right here in front of you. They're going to be leading their teams. We'll see which team comes out the better, and we're going to give our predictions to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Guys in the comments, let's put something sexy in, yeah? Because these three ain't, apart from me, right? I'm going to put the link to the streaming in the comments. And I want one person from the comments to jump on. So you could be the Sunny TV Arsenal wild card, yeah. So jump into the stream. Go on, go. Who we kicking off in next?
Okay, so we're gonna start off by Arteta and Mourinho. We're going back and forth, and since they're the first time managing the North London Derby, I want to know. Take form out of the clubs aside. The two managers were sharing nice exchanges. Them being new in the job for both clubs, what do you think going into this game? Do you think Mourinho is being known for beating Arsenal with Chelsea and Man United means anything? And Arteta being new, do you think he has a disadvantage to Mourinho being his senior when it comes to managing?
Yeah, who are you asking us first?
Yeah, David.
I think myself personally, with Jose Mourinho, he's always played that same style. And that same style is literally putting 10 men behind the ball and then allowing the actual opposite team to attack them whichever way they can. And this was proven, of course, with Tottenham versus Man United. This was even proven with Tottenham versus Sheffield. It's just a different approach when a manager like that, of that status, has the same philosophy, as me and Aaron like to quote Van Gaal on, philosophy.
Van Gaal was actually McLaren.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve McLaren. So yeah, it was. It's tough to break down Tottenham, but I think Arsenal overall. I think Arteta will have his number, playing possession style football and giving Tottenham a run for money. I'm not sure what Aaron thinks about it.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm a United fan myself. So the first year we had Mourinho there, kind of looked like we were going places a little bit. Second year just kind of went downhill. Arguments with the players, and I think his reputation hasn't really. I don't know. I don't see why Tottenham hired him for one, but that's a different issue. Secondly, I kind of feel when it comes down to the head-to-head. What's happening tomorrow? I think Mourinho's form against Arsenal goes out the window. Really, I think it's fresh. Arteta's got a new, fresh approach. I think it just starts afresh. Really, I don't think Mourinho's old school kind of record matters at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you make of the new boy Arteta and the job he's done at Arsenal so far? Do you guys rate him?
Myself, Arteta, obviously under Guardiola's mentorship, you have to expect something will happen in the future with Arteta, and his playing style and philosophy will come through obviously in Arsenal. And Arsenal, let's call it Wenger ball for now. Does he play Wenger ball or does he play kind of this Emery ball or whatever it is? I think Arteta.
David, it's not horrible. I don't mind.
Yeah, same. I think Arteta, being obviously Spanish, obviously from birth, I'm Spanish myself. I'm half Spanish, and seeing Spanish football implemented into that kind of style that Arsenal play, I think it's always going to be a good move. And Arteta has had a fond love of the club for many years. So I think it was a good move in appointing him, but sometimes the results can be disappointing. But you know what happened with Liverpool with Klopp? Look what happened with Klopp. Many years out of the running, and then suddenly out of the bloom, an explosion, and Liverpool subsequently won the Premier League.
You know what? Paul Myers just come up with quite a good point, right? And Aaron and everyone in the comments as well. And Gal, Gal goes on to the next point. Do you know what? The way football's gone, with obviously the money, the top four being more important than the FA Cup and everything else, is rivalries that important anymore?
I'd say so for, definitely for the fans. I think it means something, but for the clubs, actually, I think it means less, because I mean, the more money that comes in, to the game subsequently means it goes more away from the passion side of it, and it's more a business. So I think the more football becomes a business, the less passion that sort of it encompasses. So I think for that reason, and also just the fact that the Premier League standings aren't the same as they used to be, years ago. I think there's one dominant team this season. Liverpool have literally just blitzed it. So what is there to fight for? So the rivalry factor goes down a little bit.
Does it for the players? Is it gone for the players, or do you think the players know what it means?
I think some do.
I think with no fans, it does make a difference, and you might see some camaraderie between the two teams. Like I watched, obviously it's not the same level, but we watched the Sevilla, the Barca versus Espanyol. I watched that last night, and you can see that they still had some of that. What do you call it? When you see when it's a derby, they had some of that hatred, but without the fans pushing them on, you don't think that they're going to take it to that next level.
Yeah,
Fitz. I've dropped the link into the comments, Fitz. So jump onto the stream. I like to be a part of it. Igal, what you got next?
Okay.
What's in the locker?
Next we're gonna look at the. I'm gonna share on the screen the who scored on the two teams. Let's discuss this, because squad wise, it's actually embarrassing that Tottenham are this bad, because you could say squad wise they do have a better squad than us. We do have a weak defense and we have a weak midfield. Our attacking options are really good, but when you compare their team, it's not that different from the team that was finishing going to the Champions League final last year and doing so well. So from their fall from grace, I would feel is more embarrassing than us, because yes, we've been in Europa League 2 years in a bounce. These guys have been in the Champions League. They went to the Champions League final last year, and they're only 1 point ahead, 1 point behind us now.
Yeah,
just go to show you the fall off. So when looking at the two teams, what do you think? And is their team that much worse than ours?
I think personally, if you look at the midfield, let's look at the midfield, which is the basis of all kind of attacks played up and down the pitch. I honestly think that Tottenham's team is good at the base. It has a good midfield, but their system and the way the Mourinho plays doesn't allow players to have free roam and freedom.
Yeah,
when Arsenal and Arteta as a manager, and his managerial likeness to Guardiola playing under Man City, I look at Xhaka and I look at Ceballos, especially as a Real Madrid fan, and knowing how Ceballos plays. Ceballos is an excellent midfielder, and he can play really well and dictate the tempo of the game as in the kind of Arsenal central area, and pass off the balls to Lacazette, Saka, and Aubameyang, which they need. And I think Arsenal will dominate the midfield game tomorrow, personally, myself.
We've got Fitz with us. Fitz.
Hello.
How you doing, my bro? You will?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, good, yeah.
Fitz, what's your thoughts on the game tomorrow?
I was really impressed with us against Leicester in the first half game. It really surprised me. For me, it seemed to come out of nowhere. It was everything that, not entirely everything, but it was so good. The closing down, the hunger, the going forward. The only thing we're missing from our game in that particular game was our finishing. And I think if we can play like that, not anything like that, but like that against Tottenham, we'll win it without a doubt. I'm still not 100% sold on Ceballos, because I think he plays one in 12 games, which is not good enough. He needs to play a lot better more often, and then we can consider spunking some good money on him, you know, to get him. We're putting a lot on his shoulders. It's an important part of the midfield he plays. And I think that poor old Lacazette, he's finishing. That's the second time he's done that diving header for the Arsenal. He's hit it straight at the keeper. You know, he needs to find his cutting edge. And Aubameyang out wide, the guy's still scoring goals, which is just, you know, amazing. I just think, what would that demon do in the middle of the park?
You know what?
He's a world-class striker.
Fitz, when David was just describing Tottenham, right? I thought he was describing a bad wank for 1 minute because it was like it was good at the base, not bad in the middle, and weren't finishing at the top. I thought, how relevant to describe Tottenham with wankers?
Hey, he could be discussing. If you turn it around, he could be discussing Chelsea because they're terrible at defense, but they're good at attack.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. I mean, you've heard me before. I've criticised them quite heavily, but I think if we can just continue this improvement, you know, get on board with this improvement, not one good game then one bad game. If we just continue. I'm not asking for the world, but I'm asking for these little glimpses of hope, these little glimpses of improvement. And I think in a North London derby, this team will be really up for it.
Mate,
and if we are,
I agree.
and we play like we did against Leicester, man, I'm telling you, that's a win all day long.
The biggest signing for Arsenal. I think he plays somewhere in Italy. His name is Mentality. It sounds like Italian footballer, Mentality. So if we could go and sign that player called Mentality, I don't know what his costs, I don't know what he's worth, but it's Arsenal's mentality what helps them then.
It's the manager. The manager is not giving the players any excuses. If you guys heard what he said after one of the games, he said all these away games and all this game after game after game, doesn't fatigue set in? And he said, no, fatigue is just in your head. You have to fight through it. So a manager not giving the players an excuse on the pitch, that is the kind of manager I want. And that's why fans are really happy with what Arteta's been saying. But I was going to get back to you, David. Aaron.
Yes.
Aaron, what do you think about Tottenham versus Arsenal? When you think about the two teams, what team do you think is a better team? Like value-wise, probably Tottenham. But what do you think is making Arsenal look better right now, besides the managers?
I think Sonny just said it in a nutshell, really. I think Arteta's finally possibly getting his message through to the players. Like, I think when he first sort of came in, it was like topsy-turvy, up and down a little bit, sort of bad. But when we just came back, some sort of bad performances from individuals sort of dictated, sort of the result for you guys. And I think, Mustafi's looked a lot better. There's quite a few different like individuals that have improved, and it kind of like as a collective has made you guys a lot better. And I think that shows, one thing that has sort of made Arsenal a lot better. But in regards to Tottenham, I kind of look at their squad and I think Mourinho just suppresses their abilities. The same thing I think he was doing to Man United eventually. I don't think, when players are sort of happy and able to sort of enjoy their football, I think that's a major contributing factor to how they deliver their performances. And I think Mourinho's way of playing isn't suited to the way Tottenham are philosophy-wise. So I would say on the balance of play, I could see Arsenal really going there with, the run of form that they're on and getting a result at Tottenham.
Yeah, let's. I'm going to take Winks for example. I mean, Winks himself is a bit more deeper than, let's say, Phil Foden. Obviously, same kind of player, same kind of attributes, but he's playing in a much deeper role than Phil Foden. Phil Foden, when he plays for Man City, he's all up the pitch. He's getting involved with attacks, and it's just
winger, though.
Yeah, I know. Exactly, but from my perspective, it's the attributes, it's the style of play. It's just Mourinho all over. He loves his 4-2-3-1. He loves his one defensive midfield. He loves his defensive midfield that likes to push up a little bit. It's typical old Mourinho, and I think that will brush off in tomorrow's game.
So only for a couple of individuals, but I would say individually Tottenham might have a few players like Kane and Son and stuff that really, really shine. But Arsenal's squad's probably preferable to me attacking wise anyway. Lacazette, Aubameyang and Saka is a great, So I would kind of agree that there's not much difference between the two teams.
What's happened to Pepe recently? What's happened to Pepe? Why is he not playing?
He had a child, and he might have had a late night The first game, it was the night that he was having a child, and then the second game, he might have just been up all night or something.
No, you know what it was. You know what
he was in the squad.
He had the baby, and then he had to get the stitches done because it was a hard pregnancy for him. You know, I just don't understand it. I just do not understand it.
You're harsh,
the woman has a baby. Right? She has the epidural and the gas in the air, and this idiot has 2 weeks off. How do you work that one out?
Sonny, man. Let the guy
Okay,
honestly,
where's Pepe?
Okay, Pepe is in the squad, but he didn't play. He didn't make it off the bench last game against Leicester. They actually ended up putting the last attacker on was Eddie, and he ended up getting sent off, which we can discuss now since it was one of my topics anyway.
You know what? That phantom pregnancy. I hope you just don't get stretch marks as well.
Eddie and Ketia. Did you guys? Okay, we know what everyone thought on our end, but what do you guys think? Was it a red card for what Eddie did against? Who was it? Justin?
I'm not sure either or, mate. It depending on how a person looks at the situation.
I agree, man. I think it depends on the referee and what, you know what I mean, honestly, because that was quite mystifying, really.
I mean, we were doing a Serie A live stream the other day. I think Kalina would have clapped him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Peluigi Kalina would have clapped him there with his nature, but you know, it's depending on the refs, to be honest.
Okay, Fitz, what did you think? Did you think it was a red card?
Yeah, especially when you look at VAR. As soon as he started looking at VAR, it looked bad. And then when the ref walked to look at the screen himself, old George was with me, and he said, "Yeah, it's a red. It's a red." I thought, no. And then I looked at it again in slow motion, and it looks bad in slow motion. It does, and that's the problem. You get VAR, they're not looking at it in real time. It's slow, stop.
Well,
rewind,
obviously fits with a real time referee though, making a decision, a split second decision, how we used to do it. That's probably not, a red card, is it?
No.
For me, it was a yellow.
Anyway, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know something. They looked into it and they said they're going to stick with the decision. So he's going to get a 3-match ban. And
right.
One of the things is Lacazette has been chopped and changed with Eddie. So this means Lacazette's probably going to get a free run to start the next 3 games.
Yeah.
And Pepe is now going to be chopped and changed with Saka because Saka has played in every position for us. So if Saka's not playing in the midfield or in the left wing back role, which now we're playing in a 3-4-3. So Saka might actually be chopped and changed with Pepe, and Pepe might be in next game, and Saka might be out. We don't know.
What I'll do? You know what I'll do personally? I don't.
We're going to get into that, Sonny. Lineups.
Yeah, but just before we get to lineups, I wouldn't chop and change with Pepe. I wouldn't chop and change Pepe and Saka. I'll just put Pepe up front. To be honest with you.
Oh wow!
What? Well, so spearheading the attack.
Yeah. Why not?
Or Aubameyang up front and put Saka in his normal position.
Aubameyang in his normal position, really.
Aubameyang scores goals where he is, so I'll leave him where he is. So I'll stick Pepe up front because
I tell you what,
an update quickly. Sheffield United won 3-0 versus Chelsea. So Man United, you're happy, aren't you?
No. Wow.
Definitely, they would be happy. Man United would be happy if Sheffield United won 3-0 against Chelsea.
Yeah.
They did. It's done.
Yeah, puts Man United in prime position, really. I mean, going back to Saka though, he's been playing well though for Arsenal. He's been playing really well for Arsenal. He's a great young talent. And
I think he's basically took Arteta's mentality thing, hasn't he, and really 100%. Shone since he's come. He's been a star performer.
100%. And for England, it's looking promising as well. I mean, we always.
I don't think he is English. I don't think he is going to play for
England. He is English, but
he's
not going to pick Nigeria over England. Let's be real.
What makes you say that? That's a big statement.
No,
I don't know, because if you have the choice, I mean, Zaha didn't choose England.
He can
under 21. Now he's going to play for under 23s, but actually he might get skipped from under 23s and get fast tracked into the England international team because Phil Foden. England's looking good with all those guys.
I'll tell you something, right? It was the president of Nigeria gave me a load of land and gave me a great house and a big car and sorted out my family in Nigeria. He said play for England where your position's not guaranteed.
Tell you what, it might be worth. He might have a better international career.
Exactly. I mean, you can't say he's a shoo-in for England because. You know what?
Sancho plays in the same position.
I mean,
his heart might want to play for Nigeria.
If you look at Will Zaha as well, I mean, he's had a much better international career with the Ivory Coast than he would have done with England. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth
True.
it.
Okay, it's time to get into it. Combine 11. We all hate it. Sometimes we love it, especially when our team is going up against a top team. We might not like it, but let's get into it. Goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris versus Martinez. Can Martinez get in?
Martinez has put in a couple of good performances, though, boys.
He has. I agree.
Seriously, you're comparing a World Cup winner, right, to someone who's just come out of Arsenal reserves and has played the first couple. Are you actually serious?
It's also
to
form
be
as
honest,
well.
if we're going on form, mate, do you know what I mean? Like, is this are we going on ability or form?
He's only played 3 games though, Martin, isn't it?
We're going in this case. Let's go based on form, not body of career work.
There's Martinez, isn't it?
It's Martinez all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the right back. Are you taking Serge Aurier or Bellerin or Cedric?
That's one because none of them are on great form, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Aurier, he's a bit rash, and Cedric, I don't really know. Wow, I'll go for Cedric because he wears the red and white.
Okay.
I will go for just Aurier based on all-round performance.
Right.
I like Bellerin. I like Cedric, but I would just go Aurier all-round performance.
I think you probably put Cedric in there.
Everyone in the comments, let us know who you go for as well. You know what? I won't go for Aurier, Cedric, or Bellerin. I'll go for Oreo milkshake at right back. I'll go Cedric.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't seen enough of Cedric as an Arsenal player. He's just played 2 games. Bellerin has been underperforming, but even underperforming, I'd rather take Bellerin than Aurier. So
Miguel, sometimes when you haven't seen enough of one player, but you've seen a lot of the others, you go with the ones you haven't seen enough of.
Okay, so who's our decision, guys? Are we going for Cedric, Bellerin, or Aurier? Who's got majority?
I don't know. Joe, I'm going to let Erin have the final word on this one.
Okay.
Well, Cedric's kind of an unknown quantity, really. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, he come on and scored for you guys a few weeks back. And, obviously, you want to see how it goes. So I'll Aurier, tries to do these just ridiculous crosses all the time. Yeah, it's not really my kind of defender. So I'll probably go for Cedric as well.
Okay, Cedric
is the right back. Now, center back pairing. Surely an Arsenal center back cannot get into this center back pairing. What do you guys think?
I don't think so.
Let Aaron begin because he seems kind of ready to go.
I don't know if it's Vertonghen. Who they got? Davinson Sanchez is all the way rolled. Vertonghen.
Dyer.
Eric Dyer's not been playing that badly. Eric Dyer, I like Eric Dyer.
But he's suspended for almost.
He's suspended now, yeah.
So he's out.
I know you could. David Luiz is occasionally a big game player. Sometimes,
guys, in the comments, what do you think? Let us know, guys, in the comments. Yeah, but David Luiz has averaged now every 8 games. He's averaged the penalty at Arsenal.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
when
mad.
He got the penalty against Man City, it went up to the highest ever. He averaged every 5.5 games. He averaged a penalty.
In this match, I would never put David Luiz even nowhere near the back against Tottenham.
He got sent off against Man City, Chelsea.
Kane will eat him alive.
Okay.
I personally think.
I'll probably go for Vertonghen and Alderweireld then. To be fair,
Same.
As a defensive partnership, yeah.
Same.
I'll probably go Mustafi. I'll probably go Mustafi or Alderweireld.
But hasn't David Luiz had a few good games for you guys? Aren't you being a
but he's a
little bit harsh?
Defensively in a 2, you can't put him in a 2. If this was the back 3, arguably he would get in. But he needs 2 defenders next to him because he can't defend, bro. He can pass. He has an amazing passing range. He's probably the best passing range from a center back in the world. But defensively, he cannot defend.
Joe, let's go. I'll go for Mustafi and Alderweireld.
Yeah, I went for Mustafi and Alderweireld myself as well.
To mix it up a little bit, I'll probably go for that.
Fitz, tiebreaker.
Unfortunately, Vertonghen and Alderweireld, I think, because I can't. Luiz, I just cannot rely on him. This guy is he's on a holiday. I don't like his attitude. I don't like him, and he'll just get worse. He won't get any better.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you like him?
He's okay, but no, I wouldn't have given him a contract. I wouldn't have given him another year. No way.
Okay. What are you guys thinking about Saliba coming, obviously, in the following season with Arsenal?
Oh, ask Sonny.
I think everyone thinks is the next coming since bloody whatever. But honestly, he's gonna have so much pressure on him. He's gonna have so much. It's like I liken him to a virgin in a brothel. You know. Yeah. Honestly, he's gonna get the opportunities. Let's see if he finds his bolt early, or let's see if he gets. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to him?
Okay, I'm more optimistic than Sonny. I honestly think the manager has already played down the scenarios. He said don't put too much pressure on him. I get that, but I think from what I'm hearing, he could be transformational for us because as a young player, I think he's still a teenager coming into our defense, possibly playing for the next 10 years. They're saying Real Madrid, Barcelona were after him, and we got him for 25 million with a loan back deal. So that is a good bargain. And if the rumors are true that we're in for another center back, then we possibly could be getting the Nice center back Sar from Nice on a free transfer. Imagine those two center backs in our defense for the next 10 years.
They
have to adjust really quickly to the Premier League, though. Both of them.
Saying that they're young.
Yeah, he is 6'3". So when it comes to physicality, he is already a big guy. He's not a little kid. He's not a skinny teenager that's 5'8".
Saying they're young and they might be our next centre backs for the next 10 years. You know, if he has one good season, then he's going to be in the shop window, and Arsenal going to find it hard to keep him. You know,
we have a manager who said on record he wants to keep his best players and he will not be selling them.
They've all said that.
I would rather want to believe what he tells me on record than what I've experienced over the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to the left back. Surely they don't have a left back that can match Kieran Tierney's level. Even you could say Saka's level.
No.
Kieran Tierney, easy, simple, everybody.
Yeah, that position's done. Yeah.
You know what? Fred Arsenal is the best looking person on the channel, and I love him.
Fred is the man. Anyways, guys, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and check out our boys' channel also. David, what was your channel again?
Fan Chat TV.
Fan Chat TV. Check it out, guys. We're going to be live streaming with them tomorrow. Anyways, getting on to the midfield. The midfield is a dangerous one for Arsenal because we have a lot of midfielders, but none of them are really up to scratch. Where they have a lot of good midfielders, but Mourinho just doesn't want to play them. So what do you guys? I'll let you guys begin. What do you guys think? Midfield.
It's tough, mate. It's tough. I think personally, I really like Winks. I've always liked Winks. I've always liked the way he's playing. But Celso recently, he's been playing really well as well.
Yeah.
I really like Celso. Sissoko for pure defensive stature, I think outweighs Xhaka.
Box to
personally,
box,
he's a bit more box to box. Yeah, he's a bit more like a crappier version of Yaya Toure, but you know.
Let me just tell everyone, you guys are neutrals. So just so everyone remember,
yeah,
guys,
we're neutrals, guys. We're neutrals.
So don't dig them out too much.
Yeah, so I would go for what you're going for a centre back. So you're going for 3 in the midfield, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna do 3.
I would go for Sissoko, Ceballos, and Winks.
Okay, Aaron.
I think Xhaka would get in, so I'll go for Celso, Winks, and Xhaka.
Okay. Fitz.
I'm not a Xhaka fan. I don't think I'll ever be. I don't forgive and forget what he did. I can't forgive and forget what he did, and he's not a very good player. Well, so Ceballos, you know, he's done it in the last 2 games, if that, and I'm still not sure about him. So it's all Tottenham now, I suppose. Sissoko, Winks, and I haven't even seen Celos. Because I don't, you know, obviously I don't look at Spurs. So yeah, I'm unfortunately I'll go with those 3 because we don't have any sustained quality in the midfield.
What's your mathematics?
I'm gonna be a homer, Sonny, and you know me. I always write out for Xhaka. If you guys don't know, David and Aaron, I'm gonna let you know. I write out for Xhaka, and I think Xhaka could turn around his career at Arsenal the same way Henderson turned on his career at Liverpool, and he's ending up to be a legend at Liverpool. So I think people underestimate him. They take him as a scapegoat, and he's probably, if you put him in the Tottenham team, he'd be their best midfielder.
Yeah, but
after Sissoko would be the second best player for me to pick in the midfield, And for me, I cannot put Lo Celso or Ndombele in because their end product has not been even to the levels of Joe Willock this season. Joe Willock has 5 goals for Arsenal, where Lo Celso and Ndombele combined have less than him. If you talk about end product as a midfielder, they haven't produced it, and they've actually been big flops. When you think about Dembele's performances, Lo Celso, you could say he's performed at times sparingly, but not to the level of the criticism that they should receive for the amount of money they came in for. They don't get enough criticism, and it's because they're not a big club. Let's be realistic. If they were Arsenal, Man United, they would get a lot more criticism for Ndombele's situation and Lo Celso's situation. So the midfield is going to be Torreira, Xhaka, and Sissoko.
Yeah, how can you put Torreira in when he's done nothing this season at all? Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Oh no, I meant Ceballos. My bad. I didn't. Did I say Torreira? My bad.
Mine would be. I think Ceballos has to go now. I think he's been. When that guy is on his game, I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League, in my opinion. And if Arsenal held on to him, I'd be all for that. I think he's been last few games has been a revelation. He would definitely get my spot. Basically, I've never thought I'd hear the day I say I'll put Granit Xhaka in. I've never thought I'd hear the day, and I'm not going to say that either. No. I'll go Ceballos, Sissoko, and Lo Celso, I think.
Big up Zayn Malice.
Big up Zayn for the super chat. Zayn, love you, bruv. West Ham, Spurs, Chelsea do rubbish. They might as well close down, make Arsenal the main official team for London. Well, you know what? If it was down to me, mate, just close down London altogether.
Yeah. Antonio scored 4 goals, so West Ham are staying up. I'm happy for West Ham. What do you call it? Let's move on to the front 3 guys. The way we're going to do it is we're going to do the right wing, and then we're going to move to the left wing, then we'll do up top.
Okay.
So let's start with the right wing. I personally think the right wing is going to be between Pepe or Lucas Moura or Bergwijn. There's no other options on Arsenal. You can't say Saka's on the right. You're going to put him on the left, obviously. So what do you guys think?
Oh, wow.
Or would you put Saka on the right also if you want?
I would have probably gone for, as a free, Saka, left. What are we just doing the right wing now?
Two or three. Forget it. Yeah.
2 or 3. So Saka on the right wing, Oba on the left wing, and even though people don't like him as a neutral, I would say Kane in the middle instead of Lacazette.
Okay.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of Kane, but he just has a knack of scoring goals, which I know he hasn't done that many this season, but he just have a knack of scoring goals, Kane. He just has a knack for scoring goals. If he's in front of let me put it this way: if he's in that box and he's 1-on-1 with the keeper, he's scoring, no doubt. Finished.
Yeah, I pretty much go for the same, mate. I think Saka on the right, Kane down the center, and Aubameyang on the left. Wow,
I'm the only one going for Pepe. I'm going for Aubameyang, and I'm going for Saka. I'm not putting one Spurs player in that team.
Well, I'm gonna go a bit differently than you. I'm gonna go Saka on the left. I'm gonna go Bergwijn on the right, and I'm gonna go Aubameyang up front. I think
that's good.
I don't think Pepe's low enough, to be honest with you.
Pepe has 16 goal involvements, but he still hasn't done enough.
I don't care if he has 16 goal involvements. His missus had a baby. I don't care. You know?
Okay.
I'm going by what I'm seeing.
Fitz, you're the last guy. Who are you putting in?
Well, I'd go. Harry Kane. He will score tomorrow, without a doubt. So I'd put down the middle. I'll put Aubameyang. After saying that, because I think Aubameyang is a supreme striker. He's just not being played in the middle. It's just like if any other club, if he goes to Barcelona, Real Madrid, he will play down the middle, and he will score a handful of goals.
He would.
No doubt. It's sacrilegious. You play a man of that quality on the wing. It's just mad. So he'd be down there. I'm going to go for Saka and Pepe.
I was going to ask you, Fitz. Don't you think Lacazette is more of a natural number 9 than Aubameyang?
Saka.
No,
Lacazette.
Lacazette. Do you think he's more of a natural number 9 than Aubameyang?
Who, Lacazette?
Yeah. Do you think he's more of a natural number 9? And a person who's going to finish.
He held up. Well, I'm a striker. I'm paid to finish.
Yeah.
Aubameyang can finish. Lacazette held the ball up well against Leicester, but he cannot finish. His lack of finishing as a striker cost us the game.
He's a bit of a 1 in 5, isn't he?
So do you think Arsenal should do? Do you think Arsenal should do, let's say, what Wenger did with Thierry Henry? Obviously, Thierry Henry started on the left with Arsenal, and he moved more into a central position in that kind of role, rather than obviously hounding him just to the left side of the field.
Yeah, but Thierry Henry was a footballing god.
It's different.
It's a different comparison, man.
It's a different comparison, but I think he started on the left and he moved in the middle. Maybe Arteta should do that eventually. You don't know what he's thinking at the moment, Arteta.
Can I say something was going to make no sense at all, right? Not for the first time. I don't think Aubameyang's goals outweigh how good a player he is, because I haven't said that properly, but basically he's not a good enough striker on his own, right, to lead the line, as his goal suggests. But his goal suggests otherwise. He don't come into the game at all. You know, and this is really on his game. He can't hold the ball up. He can't header. Yeah, there's a lot he can't do. But for some reasons, his goals just mask everything.
I'm showing you guys the matchups right now. Aubameyang has played 32 games. Kane has played 25 games. Kane has 13 goals. Aubameyang has 20 goals. He's on pace to get another Golden Boot, which would be his second this season if he could get there and pip Vardy. But what do you guys think? These two guys.
Let's be real. Harry Kane does more for his team than Aubameyang does. I'm not talking about goals now. I'm talking about involvement in play.
If something good striker, it's about goals, mate.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Statistically,
down the middle. End of story. For me, end of story. Down the middle.
Not necessarily, mate. It's not necessarily. I'll tell you why. If it's all about Aubameyang's goals and goals not coming from anywhere else, I'd rather have a striker who could bring other players into the game.
Yeah, Harry Kane's more of a system player, isn't it? You have to play towards Harry Kane's system, whereas like Aubameyang's can float a bit more and bring people into play a bit more. So I think it depends on what system you're playing, but Aubameyang would probably be favoured by myself with the way that I like to see football played.
Do you think Harry Kane's scoring less goals because of Mourinho?
100%. 100%.
He has got the most smackable face in the Premier League, though, Harry Kane.
Okay, guys.
I think Fitz was trying to say something now.
Yeah, Fitz was trying to say something.
The Arsenal team that played Leicester.
Let Fitz go on, Fitz. Go on.
The great cross that came across for Lacazette. Yeah, you put Aubameyang in there. Lacazette. Is it a goal? It's a goal when Aubameyang's there. It's a goal.
It's definitely a goal when Kane's there.
6 times out of 10, it's a goal with Lacazette. And he wears the number 9. That's not good enough. It's not good enough.
He's definitely a 1 in 5 player, isn't he? You know.
Yeah.
Although if you look at that touch that he took against Norwich, was it Norwich?
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, you're right.
That one touch and then get the space goal. He can do wonderful things sometimes, but he needs confidence. This guy is a guy who gets goals off confidence. So if he's on a goal scoring run like he was when he was in France, he's unbeatable. But when he goes on a drought, it gets to his head.
Yeah. He lacks confidence, doesn't he?
I agree.
So he's had more droughts than goals, though.
That's right. Yeah. You're right, Sonny.
So would it be so? Would you sell Lacazette,
mate? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who would you replace Lacazette with in the world right now?
Who would be ideal for?
You can replace him with a cone, mate. You won't make any difference at all.
I honestly think, sadly, Giroud's a miss. Let's keep it real. We miss Giroud.
Wow.
Joe, I fancy. I fancy. Is it Moussa Dembele?
Yeah,
I like that. I like him. He's strong. He can score goals. A bit raw, but I think the striker needs to be a bit raw.
Would you take anybody from the lower half of the Premier League?
I'll say that Pookie. That Pookie seems to be a good squad player as well.
No.
I think speaking on the world affair, personally, if you look at kind of a replaceable player who is not out of reach of Arsenal. I mean, there's not really much to have. I mean, you can't take one of Man United's best players or Chelsea's best players or Man City's best players. So you have to go elsewhere. And there's other players. I mean, Higuain came to the Premier League, he failed. Similar role to Lacazette, holding the ball up well, bringing other players in.
Not only Higuain, the one from Monaco. Who's the other? Falcao.
Yeah, Falcao came to Man United, ruined Man United as well. So it's just there's certain players.
It's a gamble on players like that, really, isn't it? Because it's a big money gamble, and if it doesn't pay off, then you just look stupid as well, don't you? So
I support Real Madrid.
Danny Ings is a good shout in the comments there.
Yeah, Danny Ings is a good shout. Yeah, I support Real Madrid, and Benzema is miles better at his position than Lacazette. Trust me on that one.
I mean, Raf is saying, does anyone rate Lacazette as a false number 9? He's definitely fucking false 9, mate, because you don't play for Arsenal.
Okay, I was gonna go through the team before we do our predictions. So I was just putting in some players. Martinez gets in, obviously. Aubameyang's in, obviously. Is there any other obvious players that you guys think gets in? Because I think Xhaka's an obvious selection in the midfield.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Ceballos?
Unfortunately, Ceballos, yeah. I would definitely put him. I think Arteta likes Ceballos because he's Spanish, mate.
You think so?
Yeah, but he's one of the Spanish mandem, isn't it?
He's a good operator. He's a good operator in the midfield.
Mustafi gets in?
Yeah. Go on, Mustafi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mustafi's definitely going to get into the squad.
Where is he? I can't even find him.
On the top right.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Kolasinac, who are you guys putting as the other centre back?
I think Kolasinac has done well as a centre back. I don't think he's that bad.
Statistically, he's done amazing, but when you're watching him, he is actually so poor. He does not pass the ball forward. His only pass is back to David Luiz.
Always goes back.
I think you need to wait for Socrates to come back to Arsenal's team.
No, Socrates is healthy. He's just never going to feature. He's out.
Mate, he was one of the best defenders pretty much last year, Socrates.
Because he cannot pass. He is one of those guys. We played him against Bournemouth, and he gave the ball away and almost led to our goal. It led to our goal. And he also, against Leeds, we used him as a right back because Arteta's done with him as a center back.
Yeah.
You know what? Socrates treats players like a guest at his house. He puts on a meze for them. He gets a bottle of Uzo out. It's so hospitable.
Okay, so there's only a couple spots that are available to mix it up, and we all agree that we're going to probably play a 3-4-3 again.
Yeah.
So Lacazette is in because I think Lacazette's in because Eddie's out.
Yeah, I would put Pepe. I would go for the strongest front three, and I would get Pepe on there and pay. And look, Pepe against Davies. Come on, mate. It's a no-brainer.
So where are you putting Pepe?
I would pep Pepe. I'm not sure about anybody else. That's my thing.
What about Maitland-Niles? He's performed pretty well recently as well, hasn't he?
Maitland-Niles on the right would be good.
Right back or a midfielder.
Just got a shout out. It's super chat from Zane because that's how we pay our bills. Saying Arsenal 6 Spurs 0. I hope so, Zane. If it's Arsenal 6 Spurs 0, Zane, I'll give you your money back doubled. David Luiz's own goal.
I'm not sure what everybody else. I'm thinking Pepe on the right to tackle Davies. I think he will rip Davies up completely. Ben Davies, he will rip him up into shreds.
So Aubameyang in the middle or Saka on the left? What are you doing?
Lacazette in the middle.
And Aubameyang. So is Saka playing as a left winger? Or is Tierney?
Tierney. I think you need that defensive to. I think to cut out if Moura's going to play tomorrow, which I think he is. I think you need Tierney there.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to put Tierney as a center back and put Saka as my left wing. But I don't know what you guys think about that.
I think Tierney's too small to be a center back, personally.
I agree.
Okay. Right. So the last position that we haven't filled is the right back position. Is it Bellerin, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, or Cedric?
I think you should go for Maitland-Niles.
Yeah, I think Maitland-Niles and Pepe together will be dynamic against Tottenham.
Oh, you guys heard it here first. Arteta put Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the team. What about you guys? Fitz?
Yeah, I agree. Maitland-Niles for me, but he won't. But
he won't, but that's it. Yeah.
The only thing I'll give for Maitland-Niles tomorrow is to get a scanner for people to do the testing before you go into the stadium. No, not for me. I wouldn't put Maitland-Niles nowhere near the team.
No?
Okay, who you putting in?
No. It has to be Cedric for me.
Okay,
And
so
I actually thought Bellerin had a good game against Leicester.
I thought it was criminal that Lacazette missed that chance that he created. I think that was the best cross Bellerin has ever put into the box.
He did actually have a good game against Leicester.
I think that was the best cross he ever put in his career. But since majority rules here, unfortunately, 80 million gets in. And this is the team that we're predicting. We're predicting.
It's not democracy. So majority don't call that.
You heard it here first. It's Cedric Suarez, not 80 million. Okay. So the last 10 minutes, we're gonna run through our predictions, guys. Just before we do that, I want to tell you what the bookies have. I always do this. I want to know, what do you guys think that the bookies are going to put this game down as?
Evens, both.
Yeah,
I think Arsenal's slight favourites, you know.
Yeah, no, the bookies have it as basically under 2.5 goals, and both teams are going to score 1 goal each, and it's going to be a draw. That's pretty much what they're saying. They're saying Tottenham have had a bad performance against Bournemouth. Arsenal had a decent performance against Leicester after a good performance versus Wolves. The two teams are on both ends are bad. One is bad on form. One is a good run of form. But they still think it's going to come even based on the experience of the managers and the fact that they expect both teams to change things going into this game. So what do you guys think?
Everyone in the comments, put your score predictions in, guys.
Yeah, and also after I give the bookie score, I always have to say fuck the bookies. Anyways, let's continue.
I think it's pretty evens. I mean, Arsenal are playing in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium without fans. I think it's just evens, to be honest. Both really.
We go for a score prediction now.
Yeah.
Go on.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say 3-2 to Arsenal.
Wow.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be goals in there tomorrow.
Would Lacazette score one?
You never know, mate. You never know. I don't know. I'm hoping for a decent game. Obviously, we're commentating on it tomorrow, so I'm hoping there's goals. So 3-2 to Arsenal.
Mate, you'd be commentating. I'll be hiding behind the chair, I think.
I'm thinking. I actually put our prediction in our live stream, in our scheduled live stream. I said 3-1 to Arsenal, and I think Aubameyang probably going to get 2 goals. And if Pepe plays, I think he'll get a goal. And then Tottenham, probably Harry Kane's going to score. You know, he's just going to score.
He's going to get a penalty. Let's be honest. He's going to get a penalty. He always gets a penalty. The man has scored the most goals in North London Derby. And I gave the stat the other day. He scored 5 of them are penalties.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, would it be 11 against 11 for the whole game? Who knows?
Oof, mate, it's a North London Derby. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
No, but you know how Tottenham are. They can kick our goalkeeper in the chest, but Torreira slide tackles one time and he gets sent off.
I'm interested to see what Fitz's score prediction is.
I think Harry Kane will score without a shadow of a doubt, but I think it'll be 3-1 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
You know what, Lumbercamp, I'll go for a Harry Kane 89th minute winner bounced off his ass. I'll go for that. I reckon it should be. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal tomorrow. I think we'll beat Tottenham. And you know what, Aubameyang, you owe us Aubameyang for last season's penalty miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember he missed that penalty against Tottenham last season, and then Alderweireld, not Alderweireld, Vertonghen encroached and kicked the ball away.
Yeah.
In the penalty box.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. We always get cheated, man. Do you guys feel as neutrals? Do you not see what we see as fans? We feel like we always get cheated.
Hey, listen, Miguel, don't worry about it because Tottenham fans are going to be cheated by life, so don't worry about it.
No, do you know what I'm saying here? Obviously, live on air. I think personally, as a neutral, Arsenal need to be careful of Tottenham's counter-attack because if Bergwijn plays, you got to watch out for that guy. That guy has pace to end lives, mate.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was the one game where Mourinho didn't actually, park the bus and then actually came out all guns blazing? You never know. It's an unpredictable game, the old North London Derby. I think Arsenal will win tomorrow. Yeah,
I think if Bergwijn and Son on that wing, that's 2 people you need to be very careful of. That's from my opinion.
I think Arsenal's dangerous players is Arsenal because Arsenal one team who go out and beat themselves if when they want to. So. Yeah. Arsenal, please, you fucked us over for the last 2 seasons or a lot longer. Don't do it tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the worst Tottenham. This is the worst Tottenham season team you're placing in the last 2 seasons. So it is a chance to beat them. It is a chance to beat them.
And they strengthened. That's the funny thing. They actually strengthened, but in the summer, but they couldn't. It didn't make them any better. It actually made them worse.
So can I ask a question to you boys? I know it's a bit digressing a little bit though, but as a neutral again and not really a big fan, like a massive follower of Arsenal. What's happening with Mesut and all that? Then is he just gone? Is he? What's happening?
So I'll let Sonny take this one.
Well, they're trying to prize him out, and obviously they don't want to pay.
Would you guys like to see him play? Would you like to see him available
I think
in
it's
the
club policy not to play him?
I'm concerned there. An Arsenal with an Ozil win is a better team.
I agree.
However, he's had too many chances now to take games by scruff the neck and make that.
I mean, it seems like you guys are kind of just resigned to the future without him. Now, I haven't really seen anybody rant about it or talk about it that much anymore. No, it seems like Arteta's made his mind up.
When he plays, he doesn't make a difference, and we no longer play with a 10. That's the thing. We used to play with a 10 when Arteta first came in. We tried to fit him in, but he realized the team is not solid with a 4 at the back and 2 DMs and a 10. We need to play with a 3-4-3 to keep our shape better, and it actually gets better. It gets better results from our players because then our wing backs can create up the width, and Aubameyang and Pepe can be more inward, which is where they get more of their service.
So it's kind of a little bit of a Man City approach, a little bit.
It's the sum of the parts make it better without him, basically.
I think personally, obviously, when I'm not sure if I ever saw it potentially. Igor, you just mentioned it when Ozil played behind Lacazette and Aubameyang up front. Did he ever do that in the team?
He did.
Arsenal never been defensively secure. You can't even do that because they let themselves down and back too much. So that's Arsenal deficiency.
Yeah.
And Fitz, what's your opinion on Ozil, mate? Is it just a resigned failure?
It seems to be that way, yeah. But I'd always have him around on the bench to bring him on because he's a very good player, but he needs to prove that by playing. And 350 grand a week, it's just silly to give him that money, and he's not playing. To freeze him out, Xhaka did what he did, and he's not frozen out. He disrespected the fans, disrespected the club, disrespected the captaincy, and this guy's getting another chance.
Fitz,
I don't know what he's done.
Fitz, if you got locked out your house, right, and you called a locksmith to unlock the door, and those will come round, would you feel confident?
Listen, it's club policy. Listen, the club are doing what they do to try to make because if he's in the matchday squad and he doesn't feature, I think he has a clause in his contract where he might.
Okay.
So with that, they might be saving money not playing him, especially even if he's in the matchday squad and he doesn't get on the pitch. He might have one of those clauses where he doesn't get his full bonuses or something if he doesn't meet some sort of threshold. So I'm assuming that those bonuses, they don't want to be paying him his £350 a week.
So he's better off just left on the periphery, basically.
Yeah, for the best of for the all good of everybody, and everyone's pretty much ready for him to leave. Nobody is anymore saying, "Hey, why is he not playing?" I think it takes more balls for what Arteta's doing, keeping him still out of the team. Where when things went bad, he didn't stick behind his decision. He just regressed back to Ozil.
Yeah, lacked a bit of backbone.
Make him look like an idiot.
So if that's the case, then Miguel, Arsenal try and save money by putting their money down the back of the sofa. So
we did that. We did that with Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain had a clause where if he played this many minutes per season, or something like that, or after these many minutes throughout the season, he wouldn't actually. We would have to pay him Southampton more money. So Arsene Wenger would actually play Oxlade-Chamberlain less because of that clause from Southampton. Which
I'm just laughing at a comment from Joseph Perryman. Local McDonald's needs a new chef. Perfect job for Ozil.
Joseph Perryman, big up yourself, bruv. If you ever want to come on the stream, get in touch, bruv.
Yeah, man. So also, let me tell you about the Guendouzi situation. You know he's out, right? He's never coming back.
What's that? Sorry?
Guendouzi. He's never coming back to the club.
He hasn't listened to He might be coming back on.
He has been training by himself ever since the Brighton game. that situation that happened in the Brighton game with the Neil Maupay situation, and afterwards with the coaching staff and his attitude, they actually had to ask senior players in his team, like David Luiz, to step up and speak to him on the club's behalf, and he still refused to come back. He spoke to the club and he says he wants to leave, and they have to work out a way for him to leave. There's already talks of him going to Barcelona, and basically they told him, if you want to go to Barcelona, you need to improve your attitude.
Right,
And he still doesn't listen.
You know what? Guendouzi is not a big enough player to even have a debate about. It's a load of shit anyway. So, just touching on Marston's comment. Marston, big up yourself, bruv. Sonny, what's your thoughts on Conte taking out another loan to pay off the Emirates debt? Firstly, don't see no change in our minimal budget. I mean, the reason he's done that is because Arsenal needs to leave at least £30 million in the bank, which was the bank's policy for our long-term debt finance, stadium finance. But the thing is, if it releases some money by Conte's giving us a loan at less interest, why not? I'd rather have Conte owns the club. I'd rather have the loan of Conte than the loan by gifted investors, because at the end of the day, let him put his own money in.
Did you hear about that? Kroenke actually is taking on the £216 debt, so the club will no longer have to save the £30 million in the bank from every season. They could actually reinvest that into the club.
What did I say in Turkish? I'm sorry, I just said that again.
No, I'm just reiterating.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Kroenke is he loves his American teams, isn't it? He loves his American fan base.
Yeah.
So
he's just a hedge funder. He's just a hedge funder, man.
He doesn't give a toss about Arsenal, mate. From my opinion, no toss at all. Yeah, it's Kroenke, isn't it?
Okay, so do you think history matters? Because history will tell us these games are always going to come and end up as a draw. What do you guys think? Final decision. I know you've given your predictions, but if you were to go out on a limb, do you think Tottenham have a chance? Because everyone's saying Arsenal are the favourites.
I think sometimes when you... So I'll let Fitz go. Sorry, mate, go.
Yeah, Tottenham have a chance, of course. Yeah, it's a derby game, so yeah, Tottenham have a chance. But as I said earlier on, if we play like we did against Leicester, we will win it. We will win it.
Aaron?
I think it's sometimes, when, I think a lot of Tottenham fans are playing it down. So, and I think, that's kind of dangerous sometimes as well, to give, fuel to the fire with the Arsenal fans a little bit. And if it goes the other way, then, the bragging rights go the other way. So, if Tottenham can win it, but, form's dictating to me that Arsenal can pull it off.
Yeah, I think personally that can Tottenham win it? Potentially, if they play the right type of game. It could be one of those Jose Mourinho masterclasses that we haven't seen for ages. You know what I mean? Where he just could play the most stubborn football game ever, and he will win 2-0.
You know what? If Tottenham do win tomorrow, for Arsenal fans, frustrated Arsenal fans like me, it would just be the icing of a cake made of shit, in my opinion. Right? So let's not get it twisted. Right? A win against Tottenham does not define our season. Our season has been a major flop. Last season was a flop. And if Arsenal fans get gassed just because we beat Tottenham and that saved your season, as a fan base, we need to take a strong, hard look at ourselves.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Sonny, myself as well, as for the Arsenal and everybody obviously who supports Arsenal here on the stream as well. How could Arsenal end their season on a high, like overall? How could it end it on high?
Just by getting high. Just by getting high. There's nothing Arsenal could do now to save their season. Nothing.
Okay, I'll tell you, David, what we could do.
1 minute ago, there's nothing Arsenal could do. As far as I'm concerned, the remit when Emery first came in was Champions League. He's failed. They've really done badly in the ball to get rid of him early, and they brought in Lundberg, and then they brought in Arteta too late, and managers ain't got back. So without Champions League, you got to say it's another season. So there's not a high for me.
I think as a fan that's optimistic, I have to say I agree with Sonny on some points where the season has been over for us a long time ago. I think Sonny said the season was over for us back in the beginning of the season when we faced Aston Villa, and we came back from 2 goals down to win 3-2.
September.
I think the best thing we can do is set the foundations for how we want to play. If Arteta can get into the players, how he wants to play, set the foundations of what structure he wants to play with, and get and figure out which players are good enough, which players are not good enough, so he can get rid of them, or he can start finding solutions in what areas of the pitch he needs to improve in. Because don't forget, he didn't have a preseason. He only had and then he had the COVID break to get to know his players. And now we've been pushed right back into it to face 4 away games. So we didn't even play that many games at home during his tenure. He's already improved our defense slightly, I would say. Now it's just give him the transfer window and kick on by winning the next 4 games. If he can beat Tottenham, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Wolves and Watford, that to me would be a happy ending to the terrible season.
Cameron's getting that one here. He said, if Arsenal come out with an FA Cup with a trophy at the end of this, it'd be an absolute miracle. It'd be such a freak season.
Arteta can pull it off, though. He can pull it off.
You have to beat City, though.
No, I actually think the team that you need to beat in this FA Cup is Man United. 100%. They are on form like no other team. Mason Greenwood would rip up most of your defense in a shred. I'm not even kidding.
That kid is
that guy is ridiculous.
But they put in Bruno Fernandes, and the difference he's made to that team is
unbelievable.
And we have a Man United fan here as well.
How did he win a goal of the year with a tap-in?
Sorry?
He won goal of the year with that goal that he scored last game.
I didn't see it.
You know what? What's name? Fernandes has made such a difference to Manchester. Not only the team. I mean, now the cats are picking up dustbins on time. There's flower beds in the city. Honestly, every around Manchester.
He's just affected everything.
He's affected everything. Yeah.
No, but you know how hard
people are 18
you know how hard it is to find a player that basically changes the whole team's form like that?
It's been since Ferguson left. We've been looking for. Well, I'm a United fan, so we've been looking for a player like that, man. And I think they're out there. You just got to scout very good and find out what's good for your system.
We got one player to change our fortunes. We gave him a £350 a week contract, and he's fucked us.
You guys know how in North American sports they run down their contract and they have their contract seasons where they go crazy. Ozil had a contract season where he just went nuts. And after the goal that he scored against Newcastle, where he scored that like volley similar to how Zidane struck it in the final of the Champions League, he had that kind of moment where everyone's like, we have to give him the money. And then Aubameyang came in, and Mkhitaryan came in, and then we gave him the money, and everyone was so happy. I think
it was like you didn't want another player to leave like that as well, sort of thing. Just another contract running out.
Aubameyang. We should get rid of Aubameyang. We shouldn't pay him that money that we gave Ozil, because we'll be in the same situation in 2 years' time.
Guys in the comments, tomorrow 3:45 we're going live to do the watch along for Tottenham versus Arsenal with these guys at Fan Chat TV. So please go subscribe to Fan Chat TV. Is the first thing you need to do, and support them, because we're going to be working very closely together, and we're going to be bringing things to a different level. And
so Sonny as well. There's another one of us as well. We've got an AFC Wimbledon fan. Matthew's going to be with me in the studio tomorrow as well.
Matthew's going to be with us tomorrow, and you know what? Matthew must have a sense of humour. He supports Wimbledon. But seriously, tomorrow, if ever you want to do a watch along, right? If ever you want to watch along, and you want to see me on a watch along, Tottenham versus Arsenal is the one to watch. It's the one.
It is. It will be, mate. It will be.
It's going to pop off.
I just can't hide my emotions.
I wanted to add that as well. I wanted to add something to that. Obviously, with watch-alongs, there's some certain people do watch-alongs. We're going to literally, Sunny TV, Arsenal, and us combined, we're going to do a literal play-by-play reaction to the game. It's going to be live, mate. It's going to be unreal. I mean, if somebody passes to somebody and we don't like it, we're going to say it. If there are actions during a match and something happens that erupts the stadium, we're going to say it. You see, so that's we're the new school Radio 5. That's what we're talking about.
Tomorrow we won't be talking about what the dog has been doing or where you want to go for your holiday during the game.
Yeah,
we're talking about game by game, kick by kick, proper commentary on the game.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're on the road and you can't find the game on the radio and you can't find the game anywhere else, tune into us on YouTube. and you can hear play by play, and you'll know exactly what is going on. You won't even have. It'll be like you're watching the game, and especially with David's voice, you'll be mesmerized.
I could try. And we also have stadium effects in the background, so you feel like you're at home as well. That's it.
Yeah,
No, no.
David's got such a sexy voice. What I say? Let's do that again. I'm getting shivers. I'm getting shivers.
We're going to have stadium effects as well, so tune in, mate.
We've got the white, half English, half Spanish Barry White here doing the
Yeah.
Let's talk it again around my house. I'm going.
Hey guys, this is what we do on Tottenham TV Arsenal. We have a laugh, guys. Anyways,
That's it. Yeah.
Tony, we're wrapping up soon. You got anything to say before we go?
Main thing, guys, please support us. The way to support us is obviously to like and share the podcast and subscribe. But please also give me some courtesy by going onto Fan Chat TV and subscribing to their channel, please, because they're good guys, and and let's mix up YouTube a bit. Let's fight back. Let's change the dynamics.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Yeah,
I think it's
agree,
great.
I agree.
And me and Aaron obviously resonate what you said as well. And we thank you so much for obviously having us on, obviously as co-commentators. And we're going to enjoy every second of this, believe me.
Only if we win.
Guys, remember, tune in tomorrow.
Go.
Remember, tune in tomorrow. Subscribe, like, and share. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the boys at Fan Chat TV. And remember, we're going to be doing we're going to be doing this for more often from now. So check it out. And Sonny, you can close it off.
Guys, remember how we close every stream. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham.